Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, elderly in retirement homes, babies being birthed out of the womb, hear my cry. Anime Rangers X is dead. This game is dead, and they've ruined it. It is unplayable. Oh my god. I know I'm negative in my videos, but this game has borderline given me a stroke from how horrible it is managed. Horrible, guys. I am genuinely angry. I hope the Boss Studio team, their Bangkok studio complex, gets flattened with a bulldozer. They get demolished. They all get sent back to jail because, oh my lord, does this update piss me off. I'm talking about the new Halloween update. I'm not going to talk about the previous updates because I genuinely might just be in a hospital completely in a catatonic state due to how much frustration I have been developing, like most of the community. Now, I'm not a very devout player to this game. I played it on release. I thought it was great. I think it was a new addition to the tower defense category because it's not a tower defense game, but it has anime characters. So it was basically new to the category. And on this game's release, it was amazing. I remember having to grind for Utah. I never got him because my unit sucked, and I never got a sovereign on my character, but I still got the title. So there's proof of it. Now let's just get into the meat and potatoes, y'all. Halloween update dropped about, what was it? If I'm gonna go to their Discord just so I can get the correct time on this for the timeline. This update dropped around a week ago. It is now the 19th upon recording, and the update came out on the 11th. So yeah, just about over a week. And wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. This is not how you do an update. Vanguard's anniversary, that was just empty. I mean, it was still fine. The game wasn't ruined. And this is just the opposite of that. This was hyped up to be the second coming of Jesus for them. It was, oh my god, I can't wait for y'all to play this. Get in, get in, get in. Literally, and I'm gonna quote this, so don't try and demonetize me. This is from the owner of the game, Raito Dev in the Discord, who you all should be complaining to, who writes, and I quote, "Can't wait to show y'all the fucking update log, let alone play the update." And then he released this. He released this slop and put his hog between his legs and waddled away because of how demasculating this thing should be. Let's just start. I haven't even started. I've been ranting the entire time. First thing to talk about, the moment the update dropped, you couldn't play it. You couldn't get any of the units. And I'm not exaggerating over that. You literally couldn't get a single unit. They put out the boss rush. If y'all did not play the boss rush for the Halloween update on release, y'all were saved a ticket to the ER room because this boss came out with literally over 5 billion health after they nerfed every unit in the game for zero reason in the terms of the Great Balancing Wave, which that's just BS. They're just trying to make you get the new units and sell you the new traits because my units are borderline useless. I had Gilgamesh. I was fortunate enough to get Gilgamesh not from the banner, but from the stage itself, somehow, some way, and Gilgamesh is now mediocre. Same thing with Crimson Owl, kind of loser right now, big loser, and we've returned to a stun meta. Anyways, back to that boss rush I was talking about. 5 billion health, and on release, let me find it because I'm always so confused walking around this terribly designed lobby. It's just a circle, and I'm getting nauseous. Boss event. Okay. I haven't checked this. Maybe this is rotating now, y'all. Because right now, Ranger units are banned. Trash. But on release, there was a multiplier that removed 30% of your base stats. So not only were your units already nerfed, but now 30% of all their stats were removed, and the boss had 5 billion HP. So what this meant is no one was ever clearing the stage. The stage was impossible to clear. And for a game that's meant to be played AFK, that stage is not AFKable. And they also had the shinies. You couldn't get a shiny unit. The shiny units did not exist, no matter even if you hit timer and it took 15 minutes to complete the stage. You couldn't get a shiny unit. There's your first bug, okay? Second bug, Allucard doesn't exist. Allucard exists right now if you go, and I will show you all for the sake of this update, and so you can save your time if you haven't found him yet. Y'all want to go up here, I'm gonna click this, go to the upgrade, jump on this, jump on that. It's a little bit of a parkour. Oh, more bugs. I'm trapped in the wall. Okay, that's fun. That's just show you how horrendous this game is right now. I am trapped in the wall. Let's just do this. Let's hit return to lobby. Okay, I'm gonna restart my lobby, y'all. Give me a second. I'm just gonna keep talking about this while this is loading. The second one was Allucard, as I was saying. Allucard did not work. You had to first find him in the lobby, you get his quest, and that's the end of it. You can't complete the quest. His quest was non-beatable. You couldn't even, and I can't even just stress this enough, you couldn't buy anything from the store, okay? And while I'm showing you where he is, Alucard's right here. You just want to do this little parkour up, you come up here, this little NPC, he's hiding for whatever reason, talk to him, and yada yada. You get your new quest, Vampire King quest, awesome, yada yada, and so forth. Anyways, because I'm going to keep ranting about this and I want this to be organized, you get the Allucard quest, you can't beat it because, and whoop-de-doo, the merchant shop doesn't exist. Here it is, Halloween store. Y'all see how I have 0 candy? From the codes that you redeemed the moment the update came out, none of the candy from the codes translated to the Halloween shop. So I lost out on all the free candy they were giving out from the codes because it was all bugged. And then you need to buy all this for the Evo items. Here's Alucard's hearts. You couldn't evolve Alucard because you also needed his guns from the quest, and you couldn't complete the quest. The quest was completely bugged. So you couldn't get the boss rush unit. You couldn't get Alucard, right? Let's just keep going because it's going to get worse and worse from here. What else did this update have to offer? Well, they released this. The Limited Legends Battle Pass. Oh my god. Guys, they spent at least 2 weeks in this Discord asking people if they should be re-releasing old units. And everyone's like, oh my god, yes, yes, yes. So, what other way to re-release exclusive units that you had to grind for than selling them? Because, guys, I don't want to be the one to point this out, but the first thing that the devs talked about in this update was how they were reintroducing bundles. That's their biggest care in the world right now when their game has 10 players on it. Literally, this game was rocking under 500 people for 2 straight weeks. And their first idea is to redo bundles. And that's all the care in the world they have. And then bang, look at this. Boom! You can't even get Utah! Or Uta! Uta is unavailable without you shelling out 800 Robux, $10 to buy this unit, which was once free in the game. So this has 2 impacts. 1, free-to-play players are not getting her. Number 2, since Uta was basically like the second highest trade value next to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you basically crashed your entire economy. You've crashed your entire economy. And speaking of economy, let's just talk about the next thing. This game's economy is in the goddamn drain. I just want to go to this right now just because I think this is absurd. In my Vanguard's video, if you watched that, you saw me complaining about how I only had enough for 1 unit to get pity on. Look at the amount of rerolls I have in this game. I have nearly 45,000 rerolls. Are you serious? What am I supposed to do in this game? I just get a unit now from the update and roll on them because I have no need to grind anything. I have 45,000 rerolls. I have over 1,000 Vegapunks. I have well over 10,000 stat keys and curse fingers. They gave you so many materials from this update, the codes and the apologies and them resetting levels, which I'm going to talk about in a second, that there's no point in playing the game. There's no point in playing the game. And just to touch on another bug, because this was a huge one. This was a big one. I don't even know why I haven't talked about this. This has been the first thing. Level milestones. Okay. Let's just cut to the chase. They fixed it. They eventually fixed this a couple days after the patch came out, after Brandon, the boss, the CEO, put out a poll asking how the update was received, and there was 13,000 dislikes to 1,000 likes. That just says something. That speaks bars on it alone. This game should be shut down. But they put out a level reward reset, okay? They basically buffed all of the previous level rewards because level rewards were trash in this game, and they wanted to make it up to current economy standards, which is basically hyperinflation, where you're basically living under, I'm not even remember what currency it is, or whatever. Irregardless, we're basically trading dirt for poop now, okay? 900,000 I get 1 million gems for leveling up once. Are you serious? But the bug, they released this and they didn't reset the level milestones. So basically, I had 170 levels worth of gems and rerolls, which, for your own information, was 9 million gems and literally like 40,000 rerolls, and I couldn't access that because for whatever reason these bonehead dipshit devs, I'm gonna say it, these devs are horrible and their testers are even worse, didn't bother to reset the level rewards. They said, well, just put it out, it'll be fine, new players can benefit off this. And then everyone complained, and then they realized that 13,000 people, basically their entire player base now, hates them. So they had to reset it. And then what? And what are we left with? Well, 90% of the update still isn't playable. Okay? They still haven't fixed half of the issues. 90% of the issues. There's still no cosmetics that work. Alucard is still bugged. The boss event rush is still bugged. Okay? And there was a bug in it that I'm not even going to mention yet. Actually, I will mention it. There was a bug in the boss rush event after it came out and after they fixed the fact that you couldn't beat it, where if you just got in and you spammed restart, it just automatically finished the stage within 1 second. So the entirety of the boss rush units were sold out within a nanosecond of it being implemented. And instead of them shutting down the game and resetting it and doing logbacks, they just removed the restart button from the game. So you couldn't restart your levels anymore, which is just the laziest fix I've ever seen. These devs are horrible. I complained about it, but I just want to point this out that a couple days ago, I had an interaction with one of the developers for the game, Skyline, and in my conversation with Skyline, I had addressed that the testers for this game clearly don't know what they're doing, and they have a clear history of exploiting the bugs and then abusing them before ever revealing them that they're in the game, so they get all the stuff. And Skyline was essentially in denial of this. He kept saying, send me proof of this. I want to take action, but unless you have proof. Brother, open your goddamn eyes! Like, dude, do you not watch any of your content creators? Everyone has pointed out how your testers suck. How your game has fallen. Anime Adventures is probably more playable than Rangers right now. And I basically just sinned for saying that. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I've already blown a gasket. This update and Rangers as a whole is doomed, and it doesn't even help that they just announced that their next update is delayed. Like, this went from being a weekly update game, it's an AFK game, to they're trying to reintroduce, like, they're trying to revolutionize it. It doesn't work. Fireboss Studios, get rid of whatever his name is. He's not even relevant to me. Get rid of Rado, bro. That guy sucks. He's a terrible leader. Rangers is dead. Don't bother playing it. Y'all should be playing real man games like Uma Musume. Shout out to Akion, you're my wife. And yeah, see y'all in the next one. I got nothing else going on. I just had to open that because my OBS closed. Yeah.